Hey guys, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. Just wanted to share a little bit more information about this exciting stuff. I'll tell you what, it's exciting because it's just awesome, really value for money what you can get. And if you know how to adjust suspension and understand it, you can get the absolute ultimate ride for, somewhere between two or $3 grand. Now, I'm not recommending or highly recommending or recommending against suspension with remote reservoirs, right? But that's what this is, right? So I'll just show you what we got here. This is your rear shockers that you would get if you went for what we call MRAs. And this is one of our, let's just say one of our first kits that we've had anything to do with remote reservoirs. They now come with custom mounting brackets and stuff like that. You can see in that bag there, there's some extra bits and pieces you don't need because they're universal to some other vehicles like this that is used for Fortuner, or if you haven't got a Fortuner, then don't worry about it. Okay, so what you got here, these are the rear shockers, right? Rear shock absorbers. We'll quickly run through some of the adjustment. I'm certainly not the expert on it, but I understand it pretty well, so I thought I'll give you what I've got for now. Once this is installed into a vehicle, we may even try and do a video on it and just run through a few things and even get the owner some feedback. So really important feedback directly from the owners, which is why you subscribe and have the bell on so you can get the genuine information and hear back from those people. So as I said, these are the rear shockers. That's how they come, right? Obviously, these are the front struts, okay? So in two separate boxes so they don't bang around and scratch each other. And you've got your coils in that box there, right? So they're the rear coils in that box. These are the front struts, or, technically we've spoken about this in another video, coilovers, whatever, right? We call them struts, slang, right? The front struts with the remote reservoirs and the coils assembled on there. If you do contact us for suspension, please watch the other videos in our playlist on our YouTube channel. Please watch them. They're also under announcements in Oz Prado Crew. If you've got a Prado, that's what we mainly supply suspension for. Prados. Unfortunately, we can't do everything because small business. We just can't do everything, guys. So if there's a business out there that wants the business, that can do awesome work and wants the installation, like with the injector replacement, all the other work, please put your hand up. Let us know, because we'd love to be able to have people we can recommend for installations, and people to get other kits and stuff as well. So anyway, let's just probably have a look at the rears first, because they're up on the bench. So just imagine it's all installed. Your rear coils, these ones, they're in, and these are in the vehicle. These are the kind of adjustments you've got. I just want to say quickly, with the Dobinsons gear, Australian company, a lot of stuff's Australian made. The coils, I don't believe this is Australian made, okay? That's not my understanding. There's some other people's videos around saying it's Australian made, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's not Australian made. Let's leave it at that. But what I can tell you, it's really top quality stuff. Obviously, it's their name, it's their reputation. They don't want to put rubbish out there. And when there's a problem, they fix it. The customer service is second to none. And I believe the products are awesome value for money. Like I said, Australian company, definitely got a factory in Rockhampton where they manufacture, as far as I know, all the springs at this stage. But that might change if you don't support them. Obviously, they're competing with this. There is Chinese springs and stuff like that, whatever other. I say Chinese, try not to be racist, but a lot of stuff's made in China, and a lot of rubbish is made in China too. So these bushes, really good. We never see an issue, and when I say never, maybe there's 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 5,000 more likely, but never on the rear shockers. On the fronts, it's very rare. Dobinsons, the bushes are probably one of the best. Let's just take a quick look at those, right? That's what I'm talking about, down the bottom there. They're just awesome, and look how solid those struts are, right? Doesn't mean you've got to get remote reservoirs. Remote reservoirs, these are for people that like playing with the suspension, like if you've had dirt bikes and you understand all the compression, rebound and adjustment and all that, a click here, a click there, a couple of clicks, the conditions change or the load changes, and you can make adjustments. So we'll just quickly run through what those adjustments are. On the rear, on the reservoir, you've got the compression. Let me just make sure I get it right? Yeah, because I always say the wrong words, the wrong size, and get it back to front. Let me think this through. Yes, definitely compression adjustments. Adjustments with an S, there's two compression adjustments, right? This purple one here is the high speed adjustment, and the small one is the low speed adjustment. And that is not vehicle speed. It's the speed that the shocker's going to work up and down, okay? Now, there's a rebound adjustment also on the rear. It's usually going to be just under this boot here somewhere. I'll just lift it up a little bit, doing the one-handed thing with the camera. Right, see that screw there, right? And it says, you can see it's got the plus and minus. if you don't look after your own vehicle and you're not into it, I don't recommend these. I recommend against it because it's going to create a job for you, right? You're going to be, adjusting this and adjusting that. And you don't know what you're doing. Oh, no, I'm not happy whether it's too soft or it's skipping across or it's too firm or I don't like whatever. But once you understand it, and that's what I'm going to try and spit out eventually, briefly, there's pros and cons of every adjustment. And that's why when you buy suspension that's already factory set valving, there's pros and cons, okay? So Dobinsons, again, got a really good balance. That's what we run in our vehicles. We have the monotubes in the front like this, but without the remote reservoir and without the adjustment. If you want this, absolutely. And I'm happy to see people put it in there and have a toy to play with and have adjustment, all that sort of thing. What the rebound, just quickly, what the rebound means, that's the screw that was there, we already showed you. What that is, that controls how fast the shocker extends again, so how fast it rebounds out. So you can adjust that so it comes out slowly or it comes out fast. I'm not going to go too much into detail what conditions because we'll be here forever, but for example, if that comes out too fast when you're coming down a steep hill, the rear of the vehicle, if it's extending too fast, they can top out more, right? So if you've got it springing out really fast, it's going to go boom, 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 and always top out, and possibly in the end do some damage to the shocker, and it's not going to sound nice. You're going to get all that bang, so you want to slow it down a bit. Now, sometimes if you're on, let's say, whoop-de-doos going along the beach and corrugations, you might want them to come out really fast to get the tyre back on the ground. If you hold it back and let it come out and extend again too slow, the tyre's going to be off the ground, and that's where it's going to sort of skip around a bit, right? Now, hopefully that's given you a base understanding of the rebound adjustment. It's not in detail, and there's certainly better people at it than me, but like I said, I do sort of understand it, so hopefully if you've got no idea or a little idea, this is helping. Now, the high-speed adjustment, exactly the same thing, really. Shaft movements that happen quickly, like speed humps, right? You come to a speed hump, boom, it wants to compress in quickly. Okay, so if you have that adjustment set that it can't, you're going to get a hard ride. If you have it set that it can, you're going to get a softer ride. But then you're going to get different handling. It's really hard to explain. I'll be here forever, but they're the pros and cons. This is the low speed adjustment, right? So you could say you want to reduce the speed on the low speed to maybe give it less body roll, and everything. They all can affect each other a little bit. Another important thing is if you have too much compression and not enough rebound or vice versa, the shock can actually pack down or pack up because you're letting it come out quick but not in fast enough, so it ends up out, you know what I mean? And vice versa. You can have it going in too quick and not letting it come out, so it's packed in. So packed down, packed up, or packed in or packed out, whatever you call it. So it's kind of like they need to be set evenly with each other, the compression and the rebound fairly evenly, and there's a lot of variables to that, and all the experts, of course, they know all about it, and they can tell you in the comments. They can write long stories if they like how to adjust it, or they can make a video on how to do it, right? But there might be a better one out there, and we may make a better one, but this is a base understanding for people that don't understand, and I'm just trying to share as much information as I can get to you in about 10 minutes, right? So we've covered the rears, the base adjustment, the brackets come with them. Your coils, obviously, you put in. We've got installation videos in general. We've got installation videos including mounting these rear remote reservoirs. You want to mount them so you can still get them. The only other thing I'll say to check, just check that screw, just give it a little nip, make sure it's tight, and when you do your services, just make sure, because we did have one come loose, and that was before they had Loctite or enough Loctite, or was tight enough. They know about it. They've taken action. That's the deal. That's why we guinea pig, test out, prototype gear, and provide feedback. And that was the only issue that we had. It was only one of them. I didn't even put Loctite. I've nipped it up. It hasn't come back loose since. They said they've increased the amount or different Loctite or whatever and a bit tighter so that doesn't happen. But I'm just giving you the warning to keep an eye on it. I'm going to give you the warning now. More components means more risk of a problem. That's what I'm telling you. I'm not trying to tell you or sell you this suspension. I'm just telling you about it. It doesn't make a difference to me. If you want it, yeah, I can supply it to you. If you want to, buy it off me, I can have it shipped direct to you anywhere in Australia. You can come and pick it up from the Prado Hospital if you're local, whatever the case may be. We'll need to order it in. We don't keep it in stock, subject to availability, all of that sort of thing. This gear here, you're looking around about somewhere $2.5 to $3 grand worth. A few variables there, but this is assembled ready so the DIY can put it in without any spring compressor. With these, You've got the same adjustment on the remote reservoir for the compression, the high and low speed compression. It comes with instructions and booklets explaining to you, and I'd suggest you sit down and read these booklets to try and understand. Read them a number of times. Don't ring me and ask me how to do it and what's. I can't do that for everybody, unfortunately. I'm busy. I can do more videos. So if you're not happy with the information so far, stay tuned, subscribe, turn the bloody bell on so you get the information as it comes through. Get yourself educated so you can make a decision. The rebound adjustment on top of the strut for the fronts, okay? Again, coming with the custom brackets, right? You can buy the brackets separately, I believe. And it will come with the spanners, will be in there as well. You'll find these, right? They're down there anyway. And that's to adjust this spring seat height. So another positive of the monotubes is, whatever coils you select, if you're not happy with the height, now people have done this without taking the pressure off the spring. What I always did, I prefer to take the pressure off the spring so the pressure's not on the threads, but people have done it with the spring pressure on. The easiest way, just quick tip while we're at it, right? All good information. I like to put the wheel on the hoist, but before I do, I'll loosen that top middle bolt. And that, when you raise the vehicle, it allows that strut to sort of come out, and it reduces just about all the way, if not all the way, just about, depending what vehicle, to take maximum pressure off that seat. Therefore, you can use the tools. You don't need to lock these up really tight. As soon as the spring pressure goes onto the seat, they do sort of lock tight, right? So you don't need to just make sure you turn it the right way. Unlock the bottom one. You can turn the next one. Heaps of people have done it. They've told me, yeah, you can do it on the car with the pressure on there. I don't like that. That's so far so good. If anyone's had any trouble doing that and damaged the threads, I'd love to hear about that too, so we can share that with people. It's not something we do. Generally, we get it right the first time. If we need to make an adjustment, as I said, top nut off, raise the vehicle. That allows that spring to uncompress more than what it normally would. There's going to be other restricting factors, and then you can adjust the height. The other little tip is, whatever you do here at the height adjustment here is going to be double at the wheel. I've explained it in other videos, right? So if you want to be 10 mil higher, you take it 5 mil here. And always take into account, as soon as you raise or lower a vehicle at one end or the other, it's going to impact the other end as well, because it transfers the weight across. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. It's a bada bing, bada boom. This is the remote reservoir gear. I believe it's awesome value for money for people that are really into the outback off-road corrugations and different conditions, and they want to play with these things. They love toys, click, click, you know. Oh, I can't even, this one will click a bit more. Hard to do one-handed. If you want to do that. The other little tip is, just quickly, don't force them at the end of their adjustment, right? If you close it in or open it up, just as it comes to stop, gently, that's it. If you force it, you could damage things internally. Probably not going to happen, just warning you. Just be careful, and they don't come preset or anything like that. So in another video, I'll probably try and I'll give you some base settings to start off with when you get them out of the box, where you can go, you know, this might be, you know, go all the way in, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or something like that, right? But not in this video, we're done. Hopefully that helps. Please watch the information till the end. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. If so, please give us the thumbs up, and stay tuned for the next video. Thanks guys, see you.